What if I told you that everything you think about morality, truth, and even good and evil might be completely wrong? This isn't just some wild conspiracy theory. It's the challenge Friedrich Nietzsche throws at us in his book, Beyond Good and Evil. Nietzsche believed that most people never truly think for themselves. Instead, we follow rules set by society, religion, and authority. He saw this as a mental cage, one that we must break free from if we ever want to be truly powerful, independent thinkers. But what exactly did Nietzsche mean? And why does Beyond Good and Evil still shake up the world today? Let's dive in. Before we break down the book, let's talk about the man himself, because his ideas were shaped by his life experiences. Friedrich Nietzsche was born in 1844 in Germany. Fun fact, his father was a Lutheran pastor, but Nietzsche would grow up to be one of the biggest critics of Christianity. From a young age, he was ridiculously smart. He became a professor at just 24 years old, but instead of enjoying academic success, he spent most of his life as an outsider, constantly challenging the mainstream. His health was terrible. He suffered from migraines, nausea, and even blindness at times. But instead of giving up, he used suffering as fuel for his philosophy. By the time he wrote Beyond Good and Evil in 1886, he was already making waves with his radical ideas. But this book took things to the next level. It wasn't just about philosophy, it was a direct attack on traditional morality. Beyond Good and Evil is built around one bold idea: morality is a lie. Nietzsche argues that the way we divide the world into good and evil is not natural, it's a social invention. Most people assume that things like humility, kindness, and selflessness are good, while ambition, strength, and dominance are evil. But Nietzsche says, this is just a story told by the weak to keep the strong in check. He calls this slave morality. To illustrate this, Nietzsche points to religion. Many religious teachings tell people to turn the other cheek, to accept suffering, and to obey authority. But who benefits from this? Nietzsche saw morality as a tool of control, a way for the weak to limit the strong. So, if morality is a trap, what should we follow instead? Nietzsche's answer is the will to power. Forget morality. Forget playing by the rules. Instead, every living thing has one true drive: to grow, to dominate, to assert itself. This doesn't mean violence. It means constantly improving, pushing limits, and taking control of your own destiny. Think about successful entrepreneurs, athletes, or artists. The ones who break the rules, innovate, and push boundaries are the ones who truly thrive. That's the will to power in action. One of Nietzsche's biggest warnings in Beyond Good and Evil is about herd mentality. Most people don't like to think for themselves. They follow the crowd because it's easier. Sound familiar? Today we see this everywhere, from cancel culture to political echo chambers. People blindly follow trends and opinions without questioning them. Nietzsche says, don't be a sheep. Be a free spirit, someone who thinks critically, questions everything, and isn't afraid to stand alone. Nietzsche's ideas are more relevant than ever. In a world where social media, news, and politics constantly tell us what to believe, how do we know what's true? Nietzsche reminds us that there is no absolute truth. Instead, truth is often shaped by power and perspective. So instead of accepting ideas blindly, question them. Instead of following trends, ask yourself what you believe. Nietzsche didn't just want to tear things down. He wanted to push people to become their best selves. One of his most powerful ideas in Beyond Good and Evil is this. But what does that actually mean? Think about how often we live our lives trying to fit into expectations. Nietzsche would say, forget that. You are not here to be average. You are here to grow, to challenge, to become something greater. Do you agree with Nietzsche? Or do you think morality is necessary for society? Let's discuss in the comments. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for more deep dives into philosophy. Until next time, stay curious.